Hello, my name is Emma Perriott. I'm a senior at Eastridge High School. I'm in the Health Science Collegiate Academy program, which allows me to take college classes while still enrolled in high school. I will graduate this May with my high school diploma and an associate's degree. I'm hoping to major in psychology at the University of Central Florida next fall. I want to go into the field of behavioral psychology. I find behavioral psychology intriguing because I have a big interest in the development and origins of different behaviors and behavioral patterns. Some fun facts about me are that I own 10 cats. As you can tell, I've been holding one of them. She's not too happy. This is Squishy. She's around 9 years old, and I got her last summer. My other cat's names, let me put her down. My other cat's names are, in the order I got them in, are Fatty, Grayson, Littlebutt, Piggy, Gypsy, Trampy, Socks, and my two kitties, Stashy and Cashew. Another fact about me is that I went to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour last April. I went on night 3, the final night of her residency in Tampa, and she played Mad Woman and Mean as the surprise songs. It was the best night of my life so far. My favorite Taylor Swift albums are tied between Evermore, Red, and 1989. My favorite song from her is definitely Cowboy Like Me. It's probably my favorite songs of all time. My favorite movie is the Barbie movie. All of Greta Gerwig's work has a special place in my heart. In my opinion, she is one of the best directors of all time, and I cannot wait for her to create any more work. Now on to the actual topic of this discussion. I chose to talk about Bertrand Russell and how he argues that philosophy is a good of the mind. According to Stanford.edu, Russell was a British philosopher, logician, essayist, and social critic, best known for his work in mathematical logic and analytic philosophy. Russell is generally recognized as a founder of analytic philosophy. So Russell is definitely a notable, incredible person in the realm of philosophy. In Russell's own words, it is exclusively among the goods of the mind that the value of philosophy is to be found. And only those who are not indifferent to these goods can be persuaded that the study of philosophy is not a waste of time. Philosophy, like all other studies, aims primarily at knowledge. In this, Russell is trying to emphasize that philosophy is not practicalistic or materialistic, but is an intrinsic form of thought that aims to improve a person's mental state and intellectual ability. The Philosophy Break website adds to this discussion by stating that Russell argued that it was important to keep speculative interest in the universe. He argued that the universe would be in a state of harm if we only did research on what could be fully known. Speculative interest is defined as curiosity in topics that deal with speculation and may never have a full direct answer. Within this context, Russell is trying to convey that it is important to include philosophy in discussions of how the universe works, because it is essential for conversations that include topics such as metaphysical exploration and interdisciplinary connections. Interdisciplinary connections refers to the connections and relationships between different fields of studies and forms of academia. In the same traditional article, it is also said that by thoughtfully dwelling on subjects bigger than ourselves, we attain a humble tranquility. This essentially means that by focusing on philosophical questions, the world will be more peaceful because there will be an increase in critical thinking and the value of thought, moral principles, and the value of personal growth. William Payne, a student at Bellevue College, stated in his essay that philosophy has helped him to have an open mind and learn to become more accepting in many different aspects of his life. Payne shows an actual real-life example of Russell's argument. Russell argued that philosophy was a good of the mind because it helped increase intellectual stimulation, self-reflection and understanding, and problem-solving. Russell's argument is fully proven in this essay by Payne because Payne goes on and states how him becoming more open-minded and accepting helps him feel as though his mental state has also improved. Another important part of Russell's argument was that philosophy helps with metaphysical exploration. According to the Philosophy Break website, the word metaphysics comes from Andronicus, who was a bibliographer of Aristotle's work. He defined metaphysics as simply after physics. A bibliographer is a person who collects and analyzes written materials, such as books, typically from the past. Now, the more simple definition of metaphysics is a branch of philosophy that covers questions that deal with the core essence of existence. Some examples of metaphysical questions are, is there a God? Does life have any real meaning? Is there free will, or is everything already predetermined? Now, similar to most philosophical questions, these cannot be truly answered. However, many people like to put in their personal opinions on the matter. An example of this is Nathan Klein's journal entry, where he says that life has two real meanings: to survive and to reproduce. Another example of this is Joseph Edwards' journal entry, where he states that life has no real exact meaning. Both of these opinions could be true, neither of these opinions could be true, or both could be true in certain aspects. There's no direct way to actually know. Regardless of the differing opinions in this specific discussion, the fact that a discussion is even occurring is helping to prove Russell's argument by showing critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is the process of thought where the person objectively analyzes and evaluates specific information in order to make reasoned decisions. Critical thinking is an extremely important notion that helps with numerous different matters. Critical thinking is crucial to certain jobs like computer programmers, doctors, or teachers. An example from the University of Iowa on how philosophy helps to nurture critical thinking is that at its core, philosophy helps to engage people by creating new forms of thought and thought processes. This teacher is showing how philosophy is helping their class by widening their opinions and changing their thought processes. The final part of Russell's argument that I will be talking about in this discussion is self-reflection. Self-reflection is a process of thinking introspectively about your own thoughts, experiences, or actions. Socrates believed that self-reflection was extremely important in philosophy because he held the belief that self-reflection and examination was a pathway to moral improvement, wisdom, and a more meaningful life. From this, self-reflection is important in philosophy because it helps to open the mind more and causes you to analyze not only the things around you, but yourself as a whole. Another way self-reflection is helpful is by helping to promote the idea of treat others as you would treat yourselves. People who engage in self-reflection typically treat themselves better because they have a better self-understanding. And if we're relying on the statement I said previously, that means that they will treat others better as well. To conclude, Russell argues that philosophy is a good of the mind by making statements and arguments regarding how philosophy helps with intellectual stimulation, critical thinking skills, metaphysical exploration, and self-reflection. Many people, like the ones I have mentioned previously in this discussion, help to support his argument by being direct reflections of his statements and ideas. Russell's work has had an intense effect on multiple branches of philosophy and mathematics. His contributions to the academic environment has helped to increase discussions regarding philosophy and levels of education. Russell held the belief that each of the topics I previously mentioned, like critical thinking and metaphysical exploration, are essential parts of philosophy that help to improve all members of society in all different parts of society. I would like to thank you all for listening to my discussion post. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day or night, depending on when you watch this.